The department wants to ensure that employers are prioritizing qualified Americans when hiring workers. Pleased to bring in right now the Secretary of Labor, Lori Chavez-DeRemer, who for the first time in history signed these investigations personally. Very hands-on. Welcome back to Newsline. Always good to have you, Ms. Secretary.
Hi, Bianca. I'm grateful to be here, but I want to start out by saying Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans who are serving our country.
Thank you so much. I know we are honoring them, as we heard from President Trump just a short time ago, and I know you were at Arlington National with him before coming over for this interview. Let's talk about this H-1B visa, because there's so much controversy around it. Obviously, 175 investigations into abuse. We know that there have been comments. Governor DeSantis in Florida says, I'm not going to allow abuse at colleges and universities. Adding a bit of controversy was Nikki Haley's son, who says it should be ended altogether. Indian descent here. He is coming out against it. But tell us what your biggest concern is, how they are being used in a way that potentially could X out American workers, and how long this investigation may take to reveal what is going on.
Well, certainly there shouldn't be any confusion about how important this initiative is. It's an enforcement initiative. Project Firewall is to protect the American worker. This administration has been very clear about looking through the lens of the American worker first. So it was very important to me and the Labor Department that really for the first time in America's history, the Secretary has not signed personally or used the tool to crack down on these investigations. When we're protecting the American worker, not only outside of the H-1B program, but inside the H-1B visa program as well. So I can understand that there's been some conversation about that. What we want to do first and foremost is making sure that these companies are, first of all, advertising to the American worker first. That is first and foremost what should happen in training and executing the American workforce. If that is not the case,
what type of penalty? Yeah. What type of penalty? Because Project Firewall is really seeking to put everyone on notice. If they are not doing that, would they lose potentially their opportunity to offer these all together?
Well, through those investigations, absolutely. Debarment is one of the tools in the toolkit as well. And if we see that a company has been investigated and proves to be violating the law, I can use that enforcement to debar them from future use of the H-1B program. Absolutely.
Well, we're going to watch that, and we look forward to hearing the results of your investigation. I do want to talk about the government reopening. There is data now expected, obviously September, November, no data yet. So tell us about the Labor Department and where that release may drop, what you're working on. Obviously, a lot of the data is, some people in the past administrations have really not been releasing proper jobs data. And we know President Trump has been very clear that this ends. This is not going to be happening anymore as the markets obviously look at this. And, it's a very key indicator of the health of our economy, the health of our Labor Department.
That's right. Bureau of Labor Statistics is an important agency to make sure that we're having accurate data points. That's why President Trump was very clear in saying that he wants to have the full picture so that, it does affect the markets on these data points. Unfortunately, because of this Schumer shutdown, the Democratic shutdown, 42 days, we have not been able to even collect that data and or release it. So looking forward to this government reopening, getting back online so we can release those data points. I mean, it really does affect even the Fed rate. We've seen in the past, it was, too late, I can tell you. And the president was very clear. And, he knew best when he was talking to the Fed to lower those interest rates. That's just, again, another leg in the stool, because the president was on quick momentum to train the workforce, to have the investments back for the American worker. And so these data points are very clear. So I'm expecting BLS will release a schedule as soon as the government is open to get these reports out to the American people and to those markets.
Information, truth, is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.